Downton before 10. On the front of the Sun this morning, Little Mix Jesy, my suicide bid. This is a story about Jesy Nelson, who wants tougher measures to deal with online trolling after revealing they once took her close to taking her own life. Jessy's in Little Mix, and she says she's been deluged with cruel comments about her weight and her appearance after the group won the X Factor 8 years ago. She's been talking to our entertainment correspondent, Chichi Izundu.
There was so many messages, nasty ones, but the one that was at the top was from like a random man. And yeah, he just was like saying how disgusting I am and that I don't deserve to be in the girl band and that I deserve to die. And I just at that time remember thinking, like, I don't understand what I've done wrong to you. I don't understand what I felt like. The whole world hated me. It was just a constant spiral of me just not, honestly, I didn't know how to deal with it. It was really, really hard.
How did the rest of the girl bands, how did Perry, Leanne, Jade feel when they heard
they
what
were
you'd
devastated.
attempted?
They for them as well, like they were like in shock because they knew it was bad, but like I'm not that person. This is my point. Like now when I look back on that, I'm like, I can't believe I ever like did that. But when you're in that state of mind, you don't think about like what you're going to leave behind.
You'll be able to hear much more of that on Thursday in a special BBC One programme, 9 o'clock on Thursday. Jesy Nelson, Odd One Out. Let's talk to Yair Cohen, who's a defamation lawyer at the Internet Law Centre, specialising in cyberbullying. Hi there.
Oh, hello. Morning.
Is this one of these areas where the law's been slow to catch up with the reality of what's happening to people like Jesy Nelson?
The law is there to protect people. Unfortunately, it is the law enforcement agency who are a little bit slow. And I think us as a society, we find it very difficult to understand the sort of problems that shows such as X Factors could cause people. I've dealt with at least one case of a person who had committed suicide a few years ago, having appeared on one of those shows. Together with a sister. It was a very, very tragic event. She said, spoke to her sister, and she said that the voice was manipulated and ridiculed her there. And after that, her sister became a subject of ridicule, which she just wasn't able to cope with.
And this is the speed of change, presumably, from being, someone who wants to go to an audition to quite quickly being someone who's known by millions and millions of people who have access to you online to say all sorts of horrible stuff if they want to.
Absolutely, without any training, without any guidance, without anyone who's looking after your interests. And the bullying could be so cruel and so almost impossible for some people to tolerate. So the question for us really is what we have become as a society. So we can blame the law for everything, but the police will say, hey, look, we can't arrest people for every bit of bullying. Unfortunately. I suppose we are not caring enough about those sort of situations as a society, and I think there is quite a bit of space here for education rather than for a hard-hitting legal challenge each and every time.
It's the access, isn't it? It's the access direct access that social media gives you to someone you don't know and therefore may not care about, who you can then, the sort of nature of the abuse that Jesy Nelson has had, as she openly says herself, is basically people saying, oh, you're the fat and ugly one, you shouldn't be in the band. What right has anyone got to say that to anyone?
Well, there are a lot of things that people. I think what is important here, or what really affects people, is the volume. It could be hundreds and even thousands of those type of comments, and they can really shatter one's confidence. Now, the question, of course, do we want to stop people calling other people's name, or do we want to stop people from legislate a new law that prevents bullying? I'm not sure that's going to be possible. I think we could become a nanny state here. There's much more to be done in terms of education, in terms of being just kinder to each other. And I'm saying this as a lawyer.
Thank you very much indeed, Yair. Now, I know whether you've been at the centre of any of this kind of thing, very unpleasant online behaviour. I kind of hope the answer is no. 0808 100 5100 is my telephone number. 16 minutes to 10.
BBC Radio Berkshire. Travel you trust. Every 15 minutes and as it happens.